Morning. I'm Public Information Officer Chris Padgett with the Clay County Sheriff's Office. So we're here in reference to an officer-involved shooting that involved 3 of our deputies and a deceased subject who was involved. The incident was called in to the Clay County Sheriff's Office just after 1 a.m. this morning. It was involving a domestic disturbance call, and our responding officers met with one half involved in the domestic disturbance, and we were provided with information concerning the other half who was involved in the incident. After obtaining information, it was believed that the subject, who was not on scene at the time with our deputies, was possibly looking or in possession of a firearm, and so we made contact at the home, which was off-site from where they originally responded to, in order to speak with the other half involved in the domestic disturbance. When we made contact at the home, the other half who was involved was contacted. The subject brandished a firearm, unfortunately, at 3 of our deputies, and shots were fired. The deputies were physically unharmed. Right now, obviously, we're concerned for their mental well-being and the things that they go through after an incident like this. And the subject who brandished the firearm was pronounced deceased on scene by Clay County Fire and Rescue. At this time, we are with the other half of the family. We're not releasing the subject's name at this point because there are still some next of kin who needs to be followed up with and contacted. So out of respect for them, we're going to delay that. And later in the day or sometime tomorrow, we'll be releasing the deputies' names. The report will be available from us for what we're putting out, and the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, as standard protocol is, will be the lead investigators from this point forward. So at this time, I'll go ahead and take any questions.
Did the subject fire any shots at deputies when they arrived?
At this point, it's not believed so. The firearm was brandished, and we believe that our deputies reacted before shots were fired from the subject.
You said this initially came in as a domestic disturbance call. What did that entail? What started all this?
So one half that was involved in the domestic relationship contacted us, advising that there was a disturbance at the home, that the subject who was still at the home was acting violently and breaking things and in a fit of what we would call rage. That subject, who was the other half, left the home, relocated down the road for safety purposes where they could meet with our deputies. Our deputies met with them there, gathered the information, and a decision was made based on some certain circumstances that we were informed of, which included someone else being in the home besides the deceased subject, that it was of a priority to go there and make contact to try to alleviate the situation and the dangers involved.
And I know you're working on identifying the suspect, but can you give any kind of identity, man, woman, age range?
Sure. It was a white male, mid-40s, was the subject who was involved, who is currently deceased.
You mentioned
Jennifer?
There was somebody else in the home at the time. What age was the other person inside?
I don't have an exact age, but it's believed to be a child that was inside of the home. The other person inside of the home was not a witness to anything. This incident that occurred winded up occurring outside of the home after our deputies had responded and tried making contact with the subject to de-escalate the situation, which unfortunately didn't occur. We do know that children will be going to school soon and things of that nature, so we just ask parents, if you could, use a little extra caution, escort your kids today, and just be mindful this is traumatic for everyone who's involved, between the family of the subject who's deceased, between our deputies who had to take a situation that they never want to take into their hands, and things of that nature. So we just ask the community to just be patient if you're coming through or you're involved in any of this. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Chris Padgett with the